Getting all lined up. I think we're good. What the heck is that? What's that white thing there? I think we're good. All right, sweet. How you guys doing? It has been almost a week since I kind of last jumped on here. Just kind of wanted to talk to you guys a little bit, give you guys kind of an update on the carnivore diet, an update on writing, and then I was also going to talk about some tools I use. So I'll kind of I'll go with the tools I use first, since that's going to be the title of this video. I'll go ahead and talk about that first, and then I'll jump into a little bit of an update afterwards. I kind of like to keep these videos a little separate, but I don't know. I'm just going to put it at the end of this one. I don't know. So the tools I use. So I'm just going to talk about two different things that I use that are very beneficial. And I didn't use the one for a while, and I always use the other one. But I'm so glad that I started using the and it's kind of crazy and funny because I'll tell you after. But this is just a basic book light. The brand is With It. I think I got this from Target. So just goes on to a notepad at night. Here, let me go ahead and turn this off real quick. See? So when you're in the dark, you can, come on, there we go, write. And this comes in handy because a lot of times I'm in bed and I have a lot of really good ideas, or I am in bed, but then I think of an idea and I don't want to get up out of bed. My wife's sleeping, so I just keep one of my paper mates with me and my nightlight attached to my notebook right next to bedside, or I tuck it under, and then I could just pull it out, pop on my light real quick, and I even keep my glasses next to me most of the time under the bed, or sometimes I keep them on the dresser away from me, but most of the time under the bed. So I do that, so like I said, so I don't have to wake her up by getting up and out of bed. I was doing that quite a bit at one point, just getting up out of bed nonstop, and I was like, I need a nightlight or something, or some kind of book light, because yeah, I didn't want to wake her up. So that's definitely so that's one of the tools I use, and this thing is awesome. There's so many different kinds of these, so it doesn't have to be the specific one or anything like that. And I actually refrained from buying this for like one of these for a long time, just because I saw how big and bulky they were. But I guess they kind of have to be like that. But yeah, I don't know. My idiotic self, when I first got one of these, I actually turned it back in because I attached it to the pages and the pages just fell. And then I was like, oh, my stupid ass. Obviously, I need to attach it to the back of the book, the hard part, to so it doesn't slant over. So as long as you attach it to the majority of the back or something like that, you'll be just fine with it. Learn from my mistakes. My idiocies. But so this is one of the tools I use, and this thing is awesome, like I said. And then another thing that I use, and a lot of people I know don't carry these little notebooks. These are, I don't know if they have a specific name, just like a pocket. This is a memo book. Different brands have different titles, probably names, or maybe they're all just called little memo books. So I use one of these almost on a daily basis. I kind of try not to leave home without one anymore, because if I'm at work, I just have to grab a piece of scrap paper, something like that, and kind of shove it in my pocket, during lunchtime, or if I'm on the go and I just think of an idea. But if I have this in my pocket, and this, but then I can write wherever I am. And it's lined, and you can go, page by page, and it's in a much orderly fashion than, say, like a piece of white paper that's all folded up and shit. So this is another tools that I use, is a memo book. Like I said, almost on a daily basis, I carry one of these, and if not, I have one in the car or something like that, just so I just like write down my ideas. And like I said, I use these almost all of the time, but lately, and it's just seasons of writing and moods and things that you go through. Right now, I'm actually trying not to keep this bedside. I mean, I have it bedside, but I don't have my notebook with me right now. I'm trying to take a break from like concentrating so hard on my writing. I still carry this with me every day, in case anything pops in my head during lunch or something like that, like I said. But I'm trying to make my writing more of like a carved out specific time throughout the day now, because I think I've been pushing so hard at it and trying to just gather every single little idea that I can, that it gets convoluted, and it gets a little, I was going to say, some of it gets redundant. I write a lot of the same things over and over again in different ways or scenarios, and sometimes that can even get a little confusing for me personally. As a writer, I have tons of notes down here, and I have them sectioned off, and there's just like this whole pad. Let me show you guys this real quick. I don't want to lose this page because it's the last page I was on, but I just like sat with this for like a couple days, and like everything is just completely filled out. And you'll see some of it in blue highlighting. That just means I've used the idea in the actual manuscript, like that. And this whole thing is filled from front to back, and then I started writing my little notebook, and then I got just a regular notebook, and that's all filled too. And so there's just sometimes you can at least I run into the problem of just having so many ideas written out and things written out all over the place that it becomes almost a little overwhelming. And I'm trying not to be overwhelmed when I'm writing, and when I'm sitting down here with a lot of with all of these notes. That's why I kind of got a lot of them sectioned off on the floor right now. See, I even have another little notebook here that literally has a binder clip on it, and I just have this little section here of stuff, and then all this is like filled with notes in the front. See, there's just notes everywhere. Notes that are good, notes that are bad, notes I won't use, notes I will use. So it's a lot to sift through, and I think this is I have a couple other manuscripts that I really want to work on. I don't know if I'll work on right now, but eventually. And they're kind of like this too, but they're definitely more organized. Like, I was definitely more organized with those. And with this one, this is the Wisteria sequel, and this was definitely not organized. I mean, I guess it is kind of, to a degree, like all of these like brand new notes are kind of like here, but like I said, a lot of it's just a lot of the same regurgitated stuff in different scenarios or this or that, and it, like I said, it gets a little confusing. Or there might be like a line that I really, really like on a piece of paper, but the rest is kind of like, I don't need none of that. So it's like I have to look through everything to really kind of figure out what I want to use or don't use, or but yeah. So not really keeping the notebook with me right now. I've been doing that for quite a while, and I may end up putting it there tomorrow. It's just kind of like on a daily basis. If I feel in a really creative mood, I'll put it bedside, or I'll put it like on my duffel bag or something like that, which is pretty close to the bed, with the night light. And you know, but I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to take a much more like, I'm just trying to take a step back, if that makes sense, from keeping my brain so focused on writing. That's, you'll also notice on this channel, I'm going to start bringing in some more photography-ish stuff. I think when I first started this channel, I think there was a video where I said I wasn't really going to bring photography stuff really into the channel. But I actually have a lot of plans with photography stuff, and I don't know why I thought this would just be more author-centric, because I've already started to kind of include my Etsy shop stuff in my videos, and so might as well start including my photography works too. I think I was going for more of like the author centric stuff, and the title of the channel is, it's named after me, Jonathan Baumler, so it's kind of like whatever I want to put on here, and I shouldn't limit myself to what I do on here. So you'll start seeing more photo stuff on here, especially during fall. I'm doing a photo book for my one daughter, and then my other daughter who's on the way. Last year I did an autumn photography book for Isla, and this year I'm doing one for Avea and Isla, and I'm just doing a bunch of photography stuff. I'm doing a calendar that I'm going to be having for sale on my website, and then some other stuff too. I still have to get this print thing that I want to get worked out, because I was thinking about doing like some Halloween prints, like spooky type prints, but I've only been able to photograph like the one so far, the one thing that I wanted to, and I was thinking about doing some other stuff to kind of make it like a pack of maybe like 3 or 4 prints, because the one standalone is a little, I don't know, underwhelming, I guess you could say, in a way. But I'll let you guys be the judge of that, because either way I'll post it on Instagram or something like that. So whether it comes into fruition as a print or not. So yeah, calendar's going to be a website exclusive this year. Last year it was on my Etsy shop. I kind of did that because I didn't have my website up and running yet. I had the domain name bought, but I didn't actually have like the website set up yet. I was paying for it, I just hadn't set it up yet the way that I wanted to. So that goes on sale September 30th. I'll do a more formal video for that on the channel probably in the coming weeks. So yeah, I got the calendar coming, doing a lot of autumn photography, and just kind of goes hand in hand with doing my daughter's photography books. So I'll be posting a lot of photography on my Instagram, so if you guys want to check that out, that would be awesome. The link will be down in the description. So if you guys are interested in that, and something that I've really wanted to do over the course of time, and I didn't exactly know how I wanted to go about it, and I still don't know fully how I want to go about it, but eventually I would love to create a photography book that I can sell and that you guys can buy. My autumn photography books are kind of a personal thing that I'm doing with my daughters, and but there's some really good photographs in there, I think, at least that people like. So I think that maybe I'll try to do something along the lines of maybe having a bunch of different kind of photographies, not just autumn centric, in there. And I've looked at some ideas that people do with those kind of things, and I thought about maybe doing like 2014 to 2024 or something like that, and just basically taking like 10 years or the first like 12 years, because when I first started doing photography with my DSLR, where I was actually like editing photos and stuff. That was about like 12, 13 years ago now. Wow, it's a long time. And I've, gotten a lot better since then. So it's interesting to see how my photography has progressed. Back when I started, I was using just like the basic, like Windows photo editor type of thing where you could like literally like only edit like a few things on the side. And that was actually really cool for me at the time. I was like blown away by that, and then I saw people with Lightroom, so I upgraded to Lightroom eventually, and yeah, so I have Photoshop, but I don't really mess around with it too much. Lightroom is my go-to. So yeah, I'm thinking about like I said, I'm thinking about doing something where if I can get into my old drives, because I tried to get into one of my old drives and for some reason it just wasn't opening, and I don't know if that was the laptop or like the connectivity cord or if it was just the drive itself. That would be horrible if the drive itself was just shot or something. These things are built to last, but sometimes these are, they're in cool weather, they're in warm weather, you never know when something like that could go. That's why it's good to always back up your stuff multiple ways, which I probably should have done with some of that really early stuff. But if I get into it, I can. If I can't, I can't. And like I said, I think I'm gonna try to take like maybe the best of what I think is the best of, and maybe just like do like year by year basis or something like that, and maybe over the course of time maybe make a photography book. So that might be something I work on in the background, because I think that'd be really cool. I've always wanted to do that, and I didn't know exactly how to go about it. So idea could always change. But even if it was just to like leave something like that, even just so my daughters had it one day, I think that it would be really cool if they could see, a lot of the work that I've done, because I really believe in physical media. So, in real photographs, because things can always happen with drives, like I was just saying. So, yeah, that's what I got going on. Let me see. I'm trying not to drink as much coffee at night. Doing the carnivore diet. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna update you guys on that too. I think I was gonna update you guys on something else, but carnivore diet for sure. So, let me just lead into that with this. So, usually I end up drinking coffee, like iced coffee, at night, and I don't know if that actually started to affect my sleep, because as what you put in your body is obviously changing the way you think and the way your awakeness and all that shit. And the later I started to drink coffee, I noticed that the more tired I would be in the morning, and it could just be like the past 2 days, because I've had a little bit of espresso with this creamer that I was using. So I don't know, but like it could just be like the espresso like waking me up, and then like I try to go to sleep and my mind's racing or something. I don't know. I'm not I'm not a scientist. I don't know anything about that stuff, but sometimes you'll wake up and you're just like all sweaty, and it's like maybe the espresso like had my body going while I was asleep, if that makes sense. And then I wake up and I'm like super tired the next day, which is really weird, because so on the first day of carnivore, I started almost immediately feeling better, and I still do. I still feel a lot better. And then second day felt really good. I can already notice some weight loss, and like just more skin looks better. Skin looks a lot better. There's way less cellulite on my body. Muscles are kind of starting to show a little bit more. I walked the first 3 days that I started doing carnivore. I walked by myself one morning, then I walked the next day, and I wanted to start really slow into it. Then the next day I walked with my family on Labor Day, and then, or was it Labor Day or was it the day after? Either way. And then the next day I did this thing called the Peerless Hill, so I did rounds on that. And then it just could be coincidental with the day before I did Peerless Hill. I was in one of the storage rooms at work, and my leg kind of slipped out. There was some water on the floor, and my foot just like went, like, I don't know if it just hyperextended or what, but man, my ankle has been like messed up ever since. And it's gotten better. Like, it almost feels like you could feel like when when something's healing but it's painful. You know what I mean? It's almost it. Yeah, it's like it's pretty tender in some spots still. But man, that day after I did Peerless Hill, holy moly, I could barely walk. I was limping everywhere. And then the day after I was limping again. And what's today? The 8th, 9th, something like that. So I've walked only with my family here, and like I haven't done like a 30-minute straight walk. I've done like just walking in the valley, kind of strolling, taking photographs, stuff like that. Like nothing like an actual exercise since that happened. But today was my first weightlifting session, and I just did. I did biceps, I did triceps, and then I just did some shoulder presses, get back into it, and then I also did squats. I did 3 sets of everything before, different weights. I went up on every weight, and then with my squats, I did body weight, and then I did weighted, and then I started to do more weighted, and then I started cramping up pretty bad down in my legs, so I dropped the weight, and I already knew what that meant. If I start pushing through that, I'm not going to be able to walk tomorrow. I've learned that lesson way too many times. So, but I'm feeling great. The first few days on carnivore, especially, up until, like I said, like about yesterday, the day before yesterday, I was so energetic, and I still am. But I think that getting that espresso drink really kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop, maybe. Or maybe it's because I was just drinking coffee so late at night that it had my mind racing all night, and then I like wake up and I'm more groggy. So I don't know, could be my own doing type of deal. But I just bought these Element drinks. They have like I heard something outside. They have like these, or they have 1,000 milligrams, I think it's milligrams of salt and sodium in them, and magnesium, potassium, stuff like that. Supposedly they're really, really good. LMNT, Element. And I was actually looking into getting the packs for the water, and then I went to the vitamin shop, and my wife needed prenatal, so I went there, got those for her, and it was like must be their first day, because last time I was there was nothing there. So maybe the first week at the vitamin shop, they had Element water, and it's kind of cool because on the cans it says like you're holding a first edition can of Element water, which is pretty cool. They had taste testings there, so I got to drink some. I'm not used to sparkling water, so that'll take a little bit to get used to. But it's recommended to drink that right in the morning. So I think tomorrow morning, what I'm going to do is try to drink that. Well, I'm going to drink that, and then instead of coffee. So that'll be interesting. I might bring a iced coffee with some heavy whipping cream in it, just to kind of have on hand, like towards the afternoon, or at like even after afternoon, just so I have that on hand in case I want something like that. And sometimes having a nice coffee on hand is nice because it gets my mind away from craving food. What is it, like day 8, day 9, totally forgot the day today. But I haven't craved any foods. I actually look at a lot of things, and like I said, this is a month, a month experiment, a month diet. So this is, I'm not, if I feel really like amazing on it after 30 days, I'll probably just end up sticking on it for as long as I can or want to. And we'll go from there. Maybe just do it month by month and see how I feel. But I don't have cravings for anything. Before, when I'm constantly consuming sugar and carbs, it's all I'm fucking thinking about. I remember right before I started this, I'd have a popsicle with my wife. She'd have a popsicle, I'd break one off, and I'd have one too, and I would just like eat 2 or 3 or 4 of them, and I'm just like, man, like these things have so much fucking sugar when you think about it, and it's just you just fucking crave that shit. And it really is. You could definitely tell it's like an addiction, sugar addiction. It's wild. Excuse me. So that's where I'm at with carnivore. Feeling really good. Like I said, I'm gonna go to sleep a little earlier tonight and try to get at least. I've been trying to get at least like 6 to 7 hours. But there was also a couple days in there where I hit maybe 5.5 hours, and maybe that's what's messing up my being awake. So I don't know. But either way, I mean, during the day I'm like ready to go. So like even right now, it's like I am tired, but I'm also not tired. I know I need to go to sleep, but I'm like not that tired. I can go back out and work out probably, honestly. That's how I feel. But I really want to rest my ankle some more. I've been using a massager on it and just trying to rub it out every day, using an ice pack and using a heating pad. I've been elevating it. I'm doing different stretches on it. I must have really like hyperextended it or something, man. When it went out, it went almost straight to the side. I don't know. I don't think I broke anything. There, when you're using your ankle, naturally cracks and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's still pretty tender in some spots. So I definitely don't think I broke it, maybe. But like I said, those first few days were like I could barely walk on it. And it's still pretty tender, but I don't know. Probably just like overextended it and it's hurting really bad. But yeah, that's where I'm at with things. That's where I'm at with the carnivore diet, and so yeah, and that's where I'm at with everything going on. Just kind of wanted to catch you guys up, and also talk about some of the tools I use. Kind of combine an update video and this for today. What else I got going on? Oh, and talked about my photography too that I'm doing. So yeah, there's a lot going on. Also I don't have them in hand yet, but on my Instagram I revealed that anybody who bought a book or purchases a book off my website will receive a free Mr. Pumpkin Man bookmark. That's another thing I'll do a more formal video about when I actually have it in hand. So yeah, if you guys are interested in Wisteria, pick yourself up a copy. You will receive 2 free bookmarks. So yeah, that's it's, and then God, what 4 weeks, yeah, just about 4 weeks, 4.5 weeks, Baby Avea will be here. At least that's the name we're going with right now. My wife keeps going back. She doesn't know what to Avea or Evie. So both are cute names. But yeah. So hope you guys have a great night. I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna go get some sleep. Hopefully my ankle is a little bit better tomorrow morning. So yeah. Hope you guys have a good night. Bye.